So, when I was a little girl, growing up in my Baptist church, we only had to learn like one verse of every song because the phrases lasted so long. Like, you could easily sing one verse for like 17 minutes. But just for this program, and shout out to Fort Worth Public Library, third Thursday Jazz Series, we're gonna give you all the other verses, or at least the ones that I got here. So you get to have a little bit of the best of both of my worlds. Wanna hear it go. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I'm found. I was so blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. The Lord has promised good to me. His word my hopes secure. He will forever my portion be, as long as life endures. The earth shall soon dissolve like snow. The sun forbear to shine, but God who called me here below will forever be mine. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but was so blind, but right now I see. I met Joe Rogers when I was 17 years old. Is that right? Shakes. Okay. So, just like basically 10 years ago. I was 17 years old. I auditioned for a show at a local theater, and he was a music director. And that's where we first met.
I just remember you were a young girl with a really big voice.
Sounds about like the accurate description.
Yeah. This song is called What Ze Funk, and this is a song that just kind of popped into my head, and it stayed there for about 5 years, and I kept thinking, one of these days I'm going to turn this into a song. It's just this little melody. So I don't know. One day the time was right, and it became a song. So here we go.
remember Joe Rogers wrote Bluebird for a actual musical that I wrote called Diaries of a Barefoot Diva. And I won't go into the who, what, when, where, why. Maybe we'll produce it again sometimes and everyone will get a chance to see it. But it probably was one of the most beautiful songs that I had ever heard in my life. And it wasn't like we're talking about jumping over a puddle, so we're going to say the words jumping over a puddle. There was all of this symbolism and all of these analogies and things that just made it so beautiful. Like it was like the most beautiful thing. Probably, it's in my top 5, like in life, of all the music I've ever heard in my life. What was it like writing that?
Well, I was thinking about that earlier. I was improvising and on my keyboard and sit in front of this big glass window looking out over this lake, and I had this chord progression going, this kind of gospel thing. And right in the middle of playing, this bird flew head on into the window with this big bang, and he fell down, and unfortunately he died.
Oh.
And
shikes.
Yeah, I know. It was
Oh,
it was
no.
rather shocking, but then it wasn't actually a bluebird, it was a yellow bird. But that just put me off on this direction with the lyrics of I looked down there and saw you anyway. I didn't really base the song on the fact that this bird had committed suicide, but
Poor bird.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But he did inspire the direction that the song went, and
So his life and his death had meaning.
yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Bluebird by Mr. Joe Rogers. Fly, little bluebird, go on and fly. Fly, little bluebird, just take to the sky. Just this morning, I looked out my window. At the edge of the shadows, I saw you lying there. And just for a moment, I watched you struggle. Thought I heard your spirit, heard it crying there. I don't know how you broke your little wing. Did you try to fly too high? I don't know how we'll find the will to sing, but I'm here to help you try. Go on and fly, little bluebird. You fly, just take to the sky. Go on and fly. You go on and fly. Down here on this ground, this life will eat you alive. Don't let your feathers ever touch the ground, and don't let this life Don't know how you broke your little wing. Did you try to fly too high? I don't know how you'll find a will to sing, but I'm here to help you try. Go on and fly, little bluebird, you fly. Just take to the sky. Oh, little bluebird, you fly. You go on and play. Oh. 'Cause down here on this ground, this life will eat you alive. Down here on this ground, baby, it's just you and I. Down here on this ground, this life, it will eat you alive.
Why did I get into jazz? That's a good question. Really, I think it's more challenging than other types of music, technically, as far as playing an instrument, as well as the harmonic theory and stuff going on behind the scenes. And I started out playing rock and roll. Jimi Hendrix and the Doors were my heroes. And somewhere along the way, I just kind of lost interest in rock.
I hate to see that evening sun go down. Hate to see that evening sun go down. 'Cause my baby, he done left this town. Feeling tomorrow like I feel today. I'm feeling tomorrow quite like I feel today. Well, I'm gonna pack my trunk, make my getaway. Listen, St. Louis woman with her diamond ring. Pull that man around by her apron string. Was that for powder little store-bought head. That man I love would not have gone nowhere, nowhere. Been to the gypsy, got my fortune told. Been to the gypsy, I got my fortune told. Cause I'm crazy about my jelly roll. Gypsy done told me, don't you wear no black. Oh Lord, well, Gypsy done told me, don't you wear no black. Gypsy said, go to St. Louis, you can win him back. I make St. Louis by myself. Get me to Cairo. Yeah. Go ahead, Joe Rogers. Uh-huh. St. Louis woman with her diamond ring. That was Joe Rogers, everybody. Pull that man around by her apron string. Or else he wouldn't have gone so far from me. All right, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Come on now, Joe Rogers. Can you do that little thing I like, Joe Rogers? Woo! A black-headed gal makes a good man leave the town. Black-headed gal makes a good man leave the town. But a red-headed gal makes a boy slap his papa down. A blonde-headed woman makes a freight train jump the track. A blonde-headed woman makes a freight train jump the track. But a long-tall gal makes a preacher ball the jack. St. Louis woman, woman, St. Louis woman with her diamond ring. Pulls that man around by her apron string. 'Twasn't for powder and for smoke. right, y'all. Joe Rogers Trio. Or else he wouldn't have gone so far from me. Or else he wouldn't have gone so far from me. Doggone it. Does it make you crazy when you write something, or when you used to write original stuff for me and I would like put my own like funk on it, but it wouldn't be exactly like the exact melody or whatever that you wrote?
As long as you remember the words. Which, okay, which would most of the time happen.
Okay.
No, because really, seriously, with any singer, that's one of my greatest pleasures is that create a song, I hear it a certain way, I teach it to them a certain way, and then they take it and just add that extra step that makes it their own and takes it someplace that I wouldn't have thought to go.
Yeah.
So that's the one of the biggest pleasures for me is to give somebody a song and have them turn it into something that's far more than what I gave them.
So that's kind of the cool thing about like having your music director, just like be also your pianist and your friend, is like things can take on all kinds of amazing and great shapes. So Why Don't You is really a love song about a woman, or it could be a man maybe, pining over someone that they're really close to in distance, but there's all the space between them because that person can't get love from them. Does that sound about accurate? Yeah. So there you go. Why don't you? Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my favorite Joe Rogers originals. This song happens to also be on my EP. It's called Phases. So make sure you go to all the digital platforms and check it out. Phases like the phases of the moon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is called Why Don't You? Joe Rogers. The little things I notice, the little things you say and do, nobody else would have noticed, but then I'm in love with you. The way your eyes flash when you're smiling, your touches thrills me through and through. Yeah, yeah. Nobody else would have noticed. That's because they're not in love with you. In your eyes, it's where I see myself, where I can be myself and enjoy your charm. But then I wake myself back up again. I clear my head and then I go on. The little things I notice, every little thing that you do, yeah. I love everything about you. So baby, why don't you love me too? Every day I try to tell myself it's always someone else instead of me. And yet I always seem to stay around. We laugh and play around. Can't you see? Yeah, the little things I notice. Every little thing that you do, yeah, yeah. Nobody else would have noticed. I love everything about you, you. I love everything about you. So baby, why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? Why don't don't you love me? The way that I love you. Why don't you love me too?
Right, Night Crossing is a song that I came up with just kind of improvising on the piano, and I came up with this little bass line. And then built the rest of the song on top of that, and it kind of suggested to me maybe this rhythm of the ocean. And so Night Crossing to me is suggests you go down to the beach and get on a boat, and it's midnight, and you set out for someplace unknown into these dark waters, and maybe you'll make it and maybe you won't.
back in 2001, I was fortunate enough to portray Bessie Smith in Jubilee Theater's Bessie Smith, Empress of the Blues. It was a one-woman show that had some background singers and dancers, but a lot of songs and a lot of monologues. And one song that resonated with me that I sang was Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out. And I think because it's so true, it's like you are on top of the world and everybody is there with you enjoying the fruits of your labor. But mess around and be broke and hungry or homeless or whatever that is, sometimes you're hard pressed to find like support, love, friends. My favorite part about it was when I was doing it in the one-woman show, she was very inebriated. And so it was really kind of fun to play that because I'm never like just inebriated, so it was really fun. And she was slurring and it was just really sad and sorrowful, and it was, once I lived the life of a millionaire. So the challenge was to appear really disconnected, inebriated, seriously and deeply disappointed, emotional, and hurt, and still be able to sound good. So it quickly became one of my favorite songs because it was one of my biggest challenges. So
once I lived the life of a millionaire, spending my money, I didn't care. Carried my friends out for a good time, buying bootleg liquor, champagne and wine. Then I began to fall so low. I didn't have no money, no place to go. If I get my hands on that dollar again, I'm gonna hold on to it till that ego grins. Yeah, nobody knows you when you're down and out. In my pocket, not 1 cent, and my friends, ooh, I haven't any. If I ever get on my feet again, then I'll meet my long-lost friends. It's mighty strange, without a doubt. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. I mean, when you're down and out. Joe Rogers. It's Mr. Joe Rogers on piano, y'all. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. In my pocket, not 1 cent, and my friends, oh, I haven't any. But if I ever get on my feet again, then I'll meet my long-lost friends. It's mighty strange, without a doubt. No nobody knows you. Nobody knows you when you're down and out.
Perpetual Motion is the name of the next song. It was named after a famous jazz drummer, Paul Motion, who became famous in the 1950s playing kind of straight-ahead jazz, and then he from there he went on to playing all kinds of experimental music and very different ways of making jazz music. And I was fortunate enough to get to see him play. He was 80 years old at the time and was still going strong, playing in this great club in New York. And so anyway, I wrote this song kind of in his honor.
one day, just me being one of my crazy, crazy moods, Eddie Dunlap was sitting there. It was very hot. We were outside at a gospel brunch, and I announced to the audience that Eddie and I were going to do a duet together. And Eddie was looking like the double take, like the full-on Scooby-Doo double take. And I said, we're going to do a little bit of Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. And he's going to put a Latin beat behind it. Well, he was only shocked for about 17 seconds because the next thing you know, he was ba, 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 ba. So it sounded like he was playing some great like conga drums or something like that, but he was doing it on his regular drum set. And it was mind-blowing. Like, it was really beautiful. And I started singing on top of it, and everybody went crazy. So it's become a staple in our performances. Like, it's part of our official rep now. Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, just me, just Eddie, doing our thing, just the pure acoustic sound of gospel jazz greatness.
See what I mean? Sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. If you don't believe I've been redeemed, coming for to carry me home, just follow me down to Jordan stream, coming for to carry me home. Listen, I stepped in the water was cold, coming for to carry me home. It chilled my body but not my soul, coming for to carry me home. Go ahead, Eddie. Eddie Dunlap, y'all. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, coming for to carry me home. I once was lost, but now I'm found, coming for to carry me home. Listen, if you get to heaven before I do, coming for to carry me home. Tell all my friends Sheran is coming too, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. 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 That's Eddie Dunlap, y'all.
So When the Saints Go Marching In is actually a song about dying and going to heaven. But when I was a little girl, I just remember being at church and everybody singing it so lively and jubilant. And I didn't know, so I sang it too. It wasn't until I was a bit older that I found out that it was about dying. And I thought, oh, how morbid. But growing up Baptist Christian, there was a celebration, a homegoing service when you finally get to go be with Jesus. So that's the reason why the song was so exciting to people, because they were talking about, shoot, when the saints go marching in, I want to be in that number too. Don't leave me out. And so that's kind of the reason why we chose it to be our finale, because it's so jubilant, because it's such a great, moving, feeling song. So I hope you all enjoy it. Sheran Goodspeed Keyton and the Joe Rogers Trio.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be our last song of the evening. Once again, we want to thank Fort Worth Public Library for having us to be a part of their third Thursday Jazz Series. My name is Sheran Goodspeed Keyton. This is the Joe Rogers Trio. And we hope you enjoyed yourselves this evening. Can you put your hands together for me? On the 2 and the 4, not the 1 and the 3. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Well, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Oh, when the sun refused to shine. When the sun refused to shine. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the sun refused to shine. Well, on that hallelujah day, on that hallelujah day, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joe Rogers on piano. Ladies and gentlemen, that there is Mr. Chris White on the bass. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Mr. Eddie Dunlap on the drums. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, put your hands together for Eddie Dunlap. Yeah, y'all. Well, on that hallelujah day, on that hallelujah day, my Lord, I want to be in that number when the saints go marching in. When the saints go marching in. When the saints go marching in.
We are always having fun on stage because aside from Joe Rogers being my music director, he's also one of my very best friends in the whole wide world, which, as you can imagine, turns heads when we walk in places together sometimes. Oof. Beat up a beat, beat up bitty.
that. Like if I had to give it one word, I would say magical. If you had to give it one word, what would you give it?
Magical.
Are you being a copycat
No,
right now?
no, that's just the best word I could think of.
Okay, I receive that. I like that.
It is magical.
Okay, cool.